it could be a challenge. But it doesn't matter how many boomwhackers, you only have 2 hands to play them with. So we're going to do that right now. Thank you. I do want to tell you about some of the other pieces of our instrument too. Hey Max, could you hold up the piece of the big mo back there? Okay. Do you guys know what that is? That's right. It's just drainage pipe. And then we take those and we cut them and tune each one to a note. And that's what comprises the back piece that gives us sort of that bassy sound. We call that piece Big Mo. So if you want to call it Big Mo, you can. And I think we're set. Are you set up for your next one? Another song from the Nutcracker.
No.
Maybe not.
The other one.
This is part of the fun.
I'll figure it out. When?
No pressure, we're just watching.
Yeah.
To laugh when I watch them go around, because when we started this almost 5 years ago now, Carson was little and he grew like 10 inches in 2 years and more than that in 5, so he has really grown a lot. So it's so funny now to see Jax have to duck under him when he used to just walk under her. You know, so it's a little inside family humor there. But yeah, so Carson actually is our youngest. Carson is 16, and Max is 18, and Jax is 20. So he's the youngest, but the biggest. Trust me, he enjoys that. they're usually very serious-faced until they make a mistake. Then they smile at one another, usually at the one making the mistake. Right? Yeah. Okay, the next song they're going to do is also from the Nutcracker. And when we're done, I want to know if you guys know the name of it, because it's always interesting to see if you know the name. But this song they do all year long. It took them 3 weeks to learn to play this song, so it's really difficult. And it goes 160 beats per minute. And one time I said per seconds, and I'll never live it down. So, that's what the little hesitation there is, per minute, because I'll make sure I say it right. So 160 beats per minute, but they started about 5 beats per minute. We had to work up to that. And they have to really share nicely with the piece of the PVC pipe there, because if they don't, and they both hit in the same spot, then it's boomwhacker fireworks everywhere, and it doesn't turn out so good. Yeah. so here we go. Because if they can't get them out of they have to get them out of the way really fast. They don't really have time to put them down when they're done with them. They just go. They're gone. While they're changing the key, I'm just going to take a minute here, if you don't mind. I'm just going to share with you a little bit of what the Lord is teaching in my heart this Christmas season. Every year I just ask God to prepare my heart for Christmas, because we are having an opportunity to receive Jesus again, and when I was praying with the Lord, He reminded me about how people ask us all the time if we have plans for this. People say, do you have plans for that? Were there plans? Did you follow plans? Were there directions? Did you Google it? Yeah, that sort of thing. And you know what? We don't really have any written plans, but I do remember the day my husband and I were in Home Depot.
She proves she really loves you.
Yes, I went to Home Depot with him. I must love him, right? So we're in the Home Depot, and we're in the plumbing aisle, and I remember holding up all the different pieces of PVC pipe, right? Come here, right next to me. So he's holding up a piece like this, and I'm holding up a piece like that, and, in our minds, trying to visualize how this thing is going to fit together, right? To hold all this up. Yeah, we were there a couple hours. We were there a long time. And, when I was remembering that, God was just bringing me to John 1:1, where God says, in the beginning was the Word. We talk about the Word, they're talking about Jesus. And the Word was God, the Word was with God. He was with God in the beginning, and that all things were made through Him, and without Him, nothing would be made. And I started to see a picture, really, of God and Jesus in the beginning, before all of us were here, putting the plans together, piece by piece, Here we are, we'll make man, and then, we'll make the world and the earth, and we'll make man, but man is going to sin, and so we have to find a way to bring man back to me. So what are we going to do? Oh, I know, Jesus, you're going to come, and you're going to die. You're going to come as a baby, and then you're going to die, and then people can receive you and the forgiveness of their sins through you, and then they can come back to me. You see, that's the plan. You see, God has a plan always to bring us back to Him. So for this season, for this Christmas season, I'm not just celebrating the birth of Jesus, I'm celebrating the birth of the plan. That day, way back, wherever, a long time ago, when Jesus saw the world as it could be, and not just the world, but, more intimately, He saw He saw you, and he saw me, and he said, hey, they're worth dying for. You know, this is worth saving. This is worth bringing into existence. This is worth everything. This is worth my life. And so I just wanted to share that with you today, what God's been working in my heart. And it's a blessing that we get to do this, to show people how God works in these crazy ways and can use things like plastic to give glory and honor to him. And we always say, if God can use pieces of plastic, how much more and how much greater of a design or plan does he have for your life? He wants to use you to give glory and honor to him, because ultimately we have to keep our eyes on the plan. The plan is we live in eternity with God and with Jesus in heaven, right? And that's the plan I'm celebrating. That's the birth I'm celebrating. We're going to do Angels We Have Heard on High.